Hey guys, welcome back to this week's video. We are going to be showing you how to do this mermaid cascade hairstyle, and I'm showing you the easiest way to make sure that it lasts really well in a finer hair, how to incorporate the hair extensions into it to make sure that they're blended in nicely, you can't see them and they look like her hair, and basically putting this style together. I've already pre-curled her hair with a Babyliss curling iron. I've used the one with the arm purely because I wanted to smooth the hair out, because as you can see we started with this hair. It is quite brittle, it's still really coarse, but this is my finer hair doll that I've gone through with the thinning scissors. So we're going to be putting in hair extensions. If you want to, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to check out next week's video, because this is a little series I'm doing on how to create amazing hairstyles on finer hair types, and we're going to be doing some ones on shorter hair types too. There's been a lot of new subscribers recently, so if you're new here, I am Claire of Harry John. I do lots of DIY hairstyles for people to carry out at home, but I also do my pro hair training. So these are here to help you in your business create the most amazing long-lasting hairstyles. So let me know in the comments if there are any other styles that you want to see, and also if you're here as a pro and you're looking for advice and help, or if you are a DIY person and you'd like to see this, how you could create it as a DIY style. If you're interested in pro training, then hold on to the end and I'll be giving you more details on how you can work with me in an online virtual classroom. But for now, remember to hit subscribe, give this a like if you find it useful, and keep watching. Okay, it's part of our anchor, and because we want a little bit more hair length, I'm going to be putting a hair extension in. Now these have no clips on the end, so I'm just going to secure these in with an elastic. I'm going to leave out all the hairline so we can use that to soften and drape after. So I'm only leaving out a small piece, just a little piece, and then I'm going to put the hair extension onto there, and then we're going to secure that. So that is our first anchor that is going to create all this length, and that's nice and anchored in and it's not going to move anywhere. You're always working through in neat sections. A little bit of teasing around the root will just make sure your hair extensions aren't slipping anywhere. So this hair piece has grips. I'm just going to clip that into there, making sure we don't come too forward. So we want those extensions to be kind of behind the ears, so we're not going to see them at the front. Roof fitted today, so apologies if you hear any banging in the background. This hairspray I'm using is a non-aerosol hairspray, and this is Flexible Finish from Weller. This is the best way, the very best way to make sure this is anchored in and it is not moving anywhere. So we'll work with the side parting from middle, so it doesn't matter how the front is. So first of all, you are going to take out everything from the top of the head and down to the ear. So you use that to dress around the face at the end. I'm going to take this hair right forward to put the back combing in to get her a nice bit of height behind a hair. Going for a tiara or anything like that, and this is bride, then you will want enough height to make sure that the tiara sets itself off. I'm giving you lots of little tips as we're going through for different hair types and things like that, but generally this one will last so well. So we're just going to smooth out, so I'm literally just catching the hair on the very outer layer. We don't want anything that looks bird's nesty, so we want to make sure it's nice and smooth but still textured. We're not going too smooth because it's not that type of style. Pop an elastic on the bottom of there, so you still want to keep this quite draped. You don't need this to be too tight, you just need it not to be moving, and because these elastics are quite matte, they will hold on really well. I'm just going to comb that section through. Okay, so that is our starting point. So we have one elastic in the bottom and one elastic in the top. And then we're just going to pull this out, and we can adapt this again in a little while if you need to pull any more out. But if you work with your client in the mirror, you'll be able to see where she's going. So pin this out of the way, and then we're going to work with the next section. So we're halfway in the middle of where we've just took the ponytail, halfway, an inch underneath, take that across, and then put that in together. So we'll leave a soft piece out, make sure this is draped in, there's no back combing on view, and then we're going to leave that in a nice drape and pop an elastic on there too, and then repeat exactly the same thing on the other side. Okay, now you're just going to fan your section, and we're going to take this through the centre of itself and pull it through. And then we're going to fan that out a bit more. Now coming into the centre and securing the two ponytails we've just created, we're going to put those together and then we're going to loop that through too. Try and keep your sections nice and clean so you can see where you're up to. I'm going to pull that bobble down slightly and then we're going to loop that through and pull that out too. So the great thing about this is the elastics will grip really, really well, so the hairstyle's not going to fall out or move anywhere. And these twists help you create this bagging effect, which will add amazing volume to a finer hair type. I'm going to lift that section out of the way, put that with the other one, and then we're going to repeat again on the bottom. So we're going to take an inch section from one side and over to the other, but I'm going to leave a section down the middle to make sure we can't see any of our hair extensions. Making sure you're leaving anything around the hairline out that you like. Easier to leave more out and put them in after than it is to try and pull them out after you've in, put your elastic in, and repeat on the other side. Again, we're going to flip these, we're going straight through the middle of the section and pulling the ponytail through, and then we're bagging out again. It's such an easy way to do a mermaid hairstyle. And if you've never tried a style like this before, then let me know in the comments if there's any other styles you'd like to see. You can drop it in there. So again, we're going to repeat the same pattern and go and attach the bottom, twist that again, fan that out. So you can see once you get your speed up and start doing this, it's really fast. Around this bottom section, so the very bottom where you're probably going to see the elastic, we are going to take a piece of the hair off the ponytail. I'm going to wrap that around and then around the back, bit that free, and then we're going to feed that piece of hair through. So when that flips round, you'll not see the elastic on the bottom. And just pull this free, and then we're going to leave that all hanging together at the bottom. We've got these pieces out on the side. We're going to take these two sections down that we had from before and feed this through too and fan this out, and we can pull this up wherever we want it to go, and then I'm going to split this piece of hair, twist off to one side. I like working with curvy grips because they're so closed and you have these ridges on, so they grip into the hair really well. So I'm just going to take where the hair curls round, it's got a natural form of the curl on its own, take that across, so we're going to cover this elastic, and then I'm going to push that back on itself. So I'm going sideways to make sure that that hair grip is anchored in well. You don't want to be going up, you want to be going sideways or down, so always be thinking of gravity. And then we're going to twist this one, go over the other side exactly the same. Take this straight through the back of that ponytail and just leave that to hang. So I'm just feeding that through and leaving it hanging behind. And because this is all anchored in and the elastic's really well, it's not moving anywhere, it's well structured, and we've kept all this gorgeous length. Next we're going to come round to the front. So if you can see little bits of these hair extensions are poking out, we want to make sure that they're completely covered. But you also want to make sure that your client feels really comfortable around the front of her face. So we're going to work this in sections coming up. So I'm just going to pin that out of the way. I'm going to add in a little bit of teasing again to the front of the hair. Smooth this out so we can't see any of the back combing around the front of the face. I'm going to take out little pieces of the hair that we like around the front. Again, so just keeping it nice and soft. If there's anything that you like the look of, you want more, you want less, but again, it's better to keep it out and put it in after if you don't like it. I'm then going to drape this across, and then this is going to come across to the other side, and we are going to put a curvy grip into there. Because of all these being anchored into, it's like a head full of ponytails really. So make sure that it's nice, it's soft, but it's well structured, and that is my whole, every time I create a hair, I like it to make sure that it's very well structured so it's not going to fall out. So as soon as your client leaves you, you know that their hair's going to stay in and hopefully still be in the next day, which happens quite a lot. Just keep working through with these smaller sections, using those pieces to start hiding any elastics. Make sure it's all nice and draped and soft. And then if your client wants this nice and draped, we can have this right out. Apologies, we're having a roof fitted today and we got guys building outside. I'm going to take that through again. So that's it. Make sure that these sections all move together so that it looks seamless. And if you want to fan this out a little bit more, if you want to have the fringe loose, you can do. Repeat that exact same thing on the other side. So finishing this off with these pins from the bobby pin, which are absolutely gorgeous. Look for a section where it's got a bobble section. So we want somewhere that's got an elastic underneath. So I'm going to go here because we've got one hiding underneath there, and then push the feet, or one of the feet of the pins, into there to make sure that anchors in really, really well, and then that will stay in and not move. And you can add more of those in if you want. You can add something around the top. You could put a vine through this. This style is such a good one to learn because the structure is amazing. It's so strong it will last easily to the next day. It is suitable for so many clients and different hair types because it will help with the weight on a heavy hair, but it will also help with a finer hair type on creating volume and holding that volume in. And it will stay to the next day, it still looks soft, and it's still super comfortable for your client. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please remember to tag me in over on Instagram if you do recreate this style, and I'll be sure to share them. If there's any other tips you need or anything that you're struggling with, let me know in the comments. I am here to help. That's it. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe, and remember to give me a big thumbs up if you found this useful. I will see you on the next video.